Yo, what's happening, home service homies? Dan Plata in the house, home service CFO, and I am joined by my good buddy Jamie Schmidt. Jamie, how the hell you doing tonight, man?
What is up, brother? Doing good, man. We're doing right.
It's opening a bottle of beer doesn't have the same as opening a can of beer. So I just opened my bottle of Coors
Open a
Light.
bottle of water.
Yeah, that.
What's up?
Very anticlimactic. Is it carbonated water? Just shake it up real good and then open it. So at least
Got nothing. Yeah. I got nothing. I got nothing.
Well, welcome to the show, man. I'm supposed to say brought to you by Best Damn Bookkeeping, because that's my new bookkeeping company, and I bring you the show, and therefore the show is brought to you by me and Best Damn Bookkeeping. Welcome to the new podcast, Jamie. I think you were on my old Bookkeeping Beer and BS podcast probably twice.
Yes.
But this is officially the first time you're on the new Home Service Happy Hour podcast. So welcome back to my new show or something, something like that.
No,
how the hell you been? How's business? I know you're doing holiday lights. You're probably just got off work right now.
Yeah. So it's been good, man. It's been, power washing is, that's good. Power washing is always a roller coaster. I mean, any home services, but yeah, lights have been awesome, man. I finally this year stepped up and got into light. I've been doing lights since 2017 through my pressure washing company, but just lightly, like, you know what I mean? So it was always interfering. Like it was interfering with the wash company too much.
Man. It always cannibalizes.
So this year I was like, you know what? I'm gonna open up a separate company. It's Christmas light company. And so I'm pretty much there. My guys are taking care of the wash stuff. So I'm just hitting on the light stuff, which is fun.
Sweet.
So it's an awesome journey. I'm looking forward to it, man. I think it's gonna be pretty cool.
It's amazing how much more clear your mind can get when you don't feel like you need to be in 4 places at once. And you're like, you guys got the pressure washing. I'm just gonna focus on this thing instead of try to do 20 things. And it's A, you can get more done. B, you don't feel like totally a chicken with your head cut off.
Yes.
I mean, you still kind of do because it's your home service business, especially holiday lights. It's like, okay, it's October, go, like push it. So
yeah, dude, we put out a lot of quotes in October for a brand new company that was actually opened up in September and not running any marketing at all.
I'd imagine you cross promo a little bit with the pressure washing client list, I'd assume.
I do, yeah, I did, but a lot of our quotes are all so I did with our previous customers in our wash company that we hung for, but I'm just doing a lot of stuff on social media, and I know how to use social media, man, like to get some people to want to call you. So and that's what it's about. It's ads are great. I'm not saying hey, I do ads also, but I haven't run ads for this company yet. It just hasn't. I haven't had to. So
yep.
It's a good problem to have. So
I was gonna say it's nice when you don't have to. It's nice when you don't have to, especially with holiday lights, because the repeat business is where the real money is. Like when you already own those lights and you just throwing them up, taking them down, throwing them up, taking them down.
Taking them down.
That's how it's done. Yeah.
Dude, I changed my whole mindset with the new light company too, bro. I was like, I used to look at like, all right, I'm gonna target. I want these big ass houses, right?
Yeah,
they're gonna pay, a couple grand to hang your lights, big crazy pitches, right?
Yep.
I always threw away the cookie cutter houses, like where I live at my town, right? I was always just like, I'm not even
those little ones. Yeah, those little ones.
Dude, now I'm like, man, those jobs are actually awesome.
Super profitable.
Yeah, they're really profitable, really easy. So we have them. We're going after them now also. So
I don't want to hate on the average job size. I was on Blue Collar Nation podcast with Larry and Eric. I recorded it a couple days ago. It's not out yet, but they were asking me like, hey, what's your favorite metric to track if you're going to track a metric? And I said, well, it's definitely production rate. Like, how much money are we making per hour that we're working? And that one, every once in a while, I feel like people get too excited about average job size. And I'm like, average job size, if the production rate is good, cool. But it still always comes back to production rate because you can get your ass kicked on big jobs.
Absolutely.
And they're goofy and they're unique and they're not as scalable. It takes a different skill set. Whereas if you can do just the same type of house over and over and over and over and over and over again, you can be way more profitable. And yeah, your average job size might be half as much, but your average profit margin can be a hell of a lot more.
Yep.
So,
yep, I agree. I do. So it's cool, man. We'll see how it goes. It's early in the season still, so we'll see what happens.
I was gonna say it's just getting started. It's just getting crazy,
started, man. Yeah,
now,
just getting started.
Now's about when all the crazy ass people show up that are like, oh my God, I need lights yesterday, and my kids are gonna want, my wife's saying this, and you're just like, I'll pay you however many $1,000 you want to hang one roof line. Please get me in your schedule. Like, now is when that type of person starts calling.
It used to be like Thanksgiving. Like, that was like, I remember, like, Thanksgiving was the day. Like, when I used to do my lights, it was like Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. And then, dude, it just kept getting like shorter and shorter. And then COVID came, and it's like, shit, we want lights in September. Like, right? Because everybody wanted
to keep them up all year. Can we just keep them up?
They wanted some kind of happy feeling. You know what I mean? It was just like, and now just see, I don't know. It's just like, it's pretty early now. Like, it's weird when you put lights up in October. And I did one. We did one a week ago. Lady had tons of Halloween stuff out. We did color lights all over her whole house, all color lights on the roof. Oh, yeah. And I'm like, I'm going to put the timer on. You can turn it on whenever, you're ready. She goes, we'll set it for tonight. And I'm like, you got all the...
Fire it up.
Fire it up.
Fuck Halloween. We're going right to Christmas. Let's go.
So I said it was Spookmas. That's why I named it. I'm like, this is Spookmas right here. I did like a video. Oh, I like that. Pretty cool, man. Yeah.
Yeah. I got the lights on my house 3 weeks ago, I think. Because I'm just like on our client list, and they're like, yeah, let's get Dan done early, because just check that box off. Some clients you have to like twist their arm to get them early, but we got to start hanging at the beginning of October if everybody's going to get the lights on the house. Because by the time November hits, you kind of need it for all the new clients that are in a panic. So the repeat clients, you got to get them done late September, through October. So when November hits, you're open for biz instead of being fully booked up.
It is the new gold rush, man. It's the new gold rush. I mean,
it's goofy. It's goofy. Now here's what would come after a gold rush? A platinum rush? Would it be a platinum rush? Landscape lighting. I feel like a lot of people like get into holiday lights. A lot of people do exactly what you're doing. You get some pressure washing going, you get some holiday lighting going. Eventually you're like, man, holiday lighting is like eating too much of my pressure washing, and it's got to be its own thing. And then you get holiday lighting going, and you're like, man, this is really on like 2-3 months of the year, but it's a cool business and it's pretty profitable. How can I do it all year? Enter permanent lighting and landscape lighting. And I think that's the new platinum rush. I think that's what's coming.
It is. And they told me, man, so I don't have my thing here, but they told me when I was naming a company. So I'm in Cherry Hill Christmas lights, man. I had my dog as a logo cartoon, and they were like, dude, you shouldn't do Christmas lights because you can do event lighting. I'm like, man, I want Christmas lights is fun, and I want it to be fun. That's how I'm like, and I'm like, hey, if I change my mind later on, then you know what? We'll open up Cherry Hill Lighting. I mean,
yeah, it's not hard to buy a trade name, a little DBA action.
Yeah. So, but I'm like, I want it to be fun, man. Like for me, it's fun. Christmas should be fun, and that's how I'm wrong with the company. I mean, shit, we're doing free houses, man. Like we're doing a shitload of free houses for kids, and it's just fun, bro.
Yeah, it's as much for you as it is for them.
Absolutely. Yeah.
My business partner Andy hangs a lot of our the non-scalable houses. And scalable, I mean you can't grow it that easily because they're too big. The pitch is too much. He gets stuck doing all those, and that we have a couple neighborhoods where it's like, he can't send employees to it. It's just he's the only one that he will trust on some of those roofs. But he always wears a Santa hat. He's always out there just bopping around with that Santa hat on, just delivering smiles. Just gotta own it. Gotta
delivering smiles, man. I like that.
How you mentioned pressure washing up and down. What have you seen from? I mean, because you're obviously, I want to get to PWMCA stuff and talk about the live event, but you're tapped into the pressure washing space. You're talking to other business owners. You're seeing what's going on a scale of like 1 to 10. How fucked up is the economy? Like I hear a whole lot of different things from different parts of the country. What are you seeing? What are you hearing? How's it impacting your business?
So I will say residential for us. Residential was weird. This year. I mean, in the beginning it was crazy. It's always crazy, man. And April, just like
spring is bonkers.
Yeah, but then when it started to level out, where it usually it kind of just it got really weird. But we were blessed, man. We did a lot of commercial. Like we had a lot of different commercial come in, so we were blessed that way. I talked to a lot of contractors around the country, and as you do too, and mostly everybody I talked to, they were affected in some way, man. Their phones were different. They were 100% different. Now, if you go on Facebook and ask the question, you're going to get the opposite. But if you talk to, big companies too. I'm talking guys that have multiple trucks. That's where the real issue comes in. Like, the owner operator, they don't feel it as much, man, honestly. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? But they don't feel it as much because they don't have to worry about, man. I got to worry about, Johnny and Ed and Jimmy. I got to worry about their families eating also, right?
Yep.
That's.
I heard a few of the owner operator dudes where if they were really early on and they didn't have a book of business or relationships built up yet, they struggled. They came in thinking like, oh, I'll get to 100,000 real fast, right? That's the thing. And then and next year I'll be at 200 or whatever the case is. And I think a lot of them fell flat that started this year because the meat wasn't on the bone the way it was the last few years that they had been hearing about or that they started dabbling in. But you're right. I've had guys doing $1 million plus $2-3 million businesses where they're having to change their marketing approach. What was working, that conversion rate's not the same, that acquisition cost isn't the same, and they're having to make some trade-off decisions for sure.
Absolutely.
And what's super goofy to me is I will hear from one business how much they're growing, and I'll see it, right? Like I'm in their books. I'm seeing how much they're growing, and I'm just like, man, you guys got something going. They're like, haven't felt it at all. I'll talk to the next guy, and he's just like, I don't know, dude. I don't know, like, who to let go first, right? Like, I built this team with all this anticipation. I trained all these people, and where are the phone calls? Where are the leads coming in? The marketing that we've been doing isn't converting the same. And then, like, the next month, they'll be like, oh, my God, I'm so busy. And then the next month, they'll be like, the phone's died, right? It's this weird –
it's a roller coaster, man. It really is a roller coaster.
Super. And this year was weirder. Like the timing of when the demand rushes came seemed like you had the April rush, but then like May was kind of weird. And then June, maybe it came back a little bit. And then July 4th, you always get like the July 4th hangover where like nobody calls that week and you think you're going to go out of business. And then like, I know for us, August was super dead to the point where we were like, oh no. And then September, it picked right back up. And we were like, what? September's usually more dead than August. Like, what the hell's going on? Why is September getting busy? It was 90 degrees out here. Who's calling right now? Is super weird, super weird. But it's definitely one of those things where, I would say, I don't feel like we're at the end of it. I think it's going to get a little worse before it starts getting better with the trajectory everything is on. And so it's just starting to make those hard decisions about how you want to grow, how fast you want to grow, where your customers are going to come from. And maybe not that you should not try to grow, because that's like a sure kiss of death is when you try to stay in one spot, you're toast. If you just try to sit still and protect what you have, you're toast. Like you got to keep growing. But how you go about it and what you focus on and what messages you have and what medium you use, I think has to shift a little bit.
Yeah. And it's, like I said, man, we had some record months this year. We did. So we were blessed though. We walked into some big commercial jobs. So and it's not even on my part. We just walked it. They just came to us. I don't know. But, residential wise, I got creative, man. And I took, there was some stuff that went on Facebook, man. You know how it is for everybody. Everybody, wants to run everybody else's companies. And I seen the trend, man. I seen the trend. I see everybody's ads, right? I see everybody's Facebook ads around in my area. I see what's going on. And I see everybody getting desperate and start off in these lower price house washes. And I'm like, I don't want to do that because I know what's going to happen. So I kind of just get creative, man. And, we came up, you're a numbers guy, so you'll kind of figure it out. You'll know a little bit better. But I'm like, you know what? We're going to run a deal, man. A free house wash with a roof cleaning, right? People are like, you're nuts. You're crazy. I'm like, dude, do the math. Like guys are giving like 25% off bundles, right? So now if you have a customer that's paying full price, like zero discount, right? If you take that off of what a house wash would be off of 20 or 25% off of both services, bro, the difference really is not much. It's little.
It's not much, and you added more value to them rather than detract value than yourself.
Yes.
I think that's where like discounting goes wrong, is you're reducing the value that you're offering. When you give them something additional for free, you're increasing the value that you're giving them. Now it's two different ways to look at the same thing in a way. But in one case, you're just reducing the value. In another case, you're doing more for somebody. You're increasing the amount of time you're going to spend there, the amount of work you're going to do while you're out there. And it feels good to the customer because they feel like they're getting something for free, right? But like you said, you're charging full price for that roof clean. And that roof
full price for the roof clean
is where that money's at.
That's the premium money. And And for us, at least, when we do roofs anyway, we're always renting the house. That's just how we run our company. And we have remotes, so it makes and we downstream. So we downstream here, right? It's 90% of our houses. So it's like, all right, we'll just hit your button and put some soap in the house and then rinse the house. Like, so it didn't really add much time to us, but it did give our clients more value, where they were like, hey, man, we can get the house clean with the roof. This is awesome.
Yep.
And
most of the time spent on just general house wash is driving to it and setting up and taking down.
Yeah,
it's not washing the house. Once you're out there, you're out there.
Yeah, once you're out there, you're out there. Yeah.
One in a similar vein, one thing we do, I don't think we've done it the last couple of years ever since we merged, but we should get back to it. We used to do a free coach light cleaning, which takes note, like all the exterior little lights by the garage and the front door. We clean them every fall because we're like, hey, you're going to be using your coach lights a lot more. It's getting dark a lot sooner. We'll clean them for you. It usually costs $15 a light, which is a really high price, but that's what we would charge for it because we didn't want to do it every day. But hey, you got 4 lights. You're getting, $60 worth of value here. We're going to do it for free. It's the fall. It's our fall, promo, fall add-on, whatever you want. And so they feel like they're getting something for free. It takes us like 2 seconds to do it. And you can pitch it because the, daylight's dwindling and stuff like that. And it's just such an easy freebie to get. So instead of giving them $60 off of a job we're doing, we're adding $60 worth of value that takes us like 2 seconds to do.
Exactly. And you're still keeping those average tickets at a decent level. And that's what it's about, man. I mean, keeping those average tickets up for us and making sure my guys can eat, man. That's at the end of the day, it's like I have a responsibility to them. I really do. Like, as business owners do, I could just be like, all right, we can just shut it down. It doesn't matter. We can just sit back, relax. But what do you do with your guys?
You got families accountable.
Exactly. So
families relying on you.
They're relying on you, man.
Let's get into PWMCA a little bit because with the changing of times here, does that? It's probably too early to ask a question. Give us a little background on PWMCA, and then I think I want to get into like what the theme of it is this year, because with what's going on in the economy, what's going on in the world, is that something we want to address to the attendees of PWMCA? Is something we want to be talking about and having speakers work on? So anyway, give us, before I get too far down and put the cart before the horse, give us a little background on PWMCA, how you got her started, what you're up to, some past event stuff, and what you got going on for this February.
Yeah, it's PWMCA, so it's Professional Worldwide Mobile Cleaning Association. Our first event was in 2019 in Jersey. Ever since then, we've been doing events in. We were in Orlando twice. We were in Myrtle Beach twice. So February, they're always in February. I try to keep it in February to stay away from everybody else's events. And February is perfect in my opinion, because it's cold out. I'm in Jersey, so we can't do shit. So go where it's warm, have an event. But I mean, honestly, the theme of this event this year, man, it's pretty much how it's always been. I mean, we'll pivot in different ways, but because I'm a contractor, so at the end of the day, like everybody's we're all contractors that are hosting the event. So we're trying to help each other grow. At the end of that's what we're trying to do. So we really look at that.
The content's always going to be relevant because people are going to be talking about what's going on right then.
Yeah. So I mean, this year it's going to be a little bit different feel. We're going to have some more hands-on stuff this year because guys were asking for it. So we're going to have some hands-on stuff.
Last year there was some like outdoor training going on the grounds, wasn't there?
Yeah, but it wasn't scheduled. It was so that's why this year we're having it. It's going to be scheduled time outside.
Cool.
We're doing breakout rooms this year, which we usually don't do. We usually have, as you know, we usually have one speaker, but we usually have like 30 speakers doing it. It's like,
how do we get them all in?
So this year we have a keynote opening up, and then we're going to go two rooms at a time. So we're going to keep it 2 rooms. So it's still, most people come with more than one person anyway. So somebody can go to one room, somebody go to another.
Heck yeah.
If not, we're going to record it. We're going to have some, we'll have options. But dude, at the end of the day, the event is, and I always try to ask the speakers, like, what are you going to talk about? And we all know a lot of speakers are selling stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Not everyone, but a lot of them are. And that's their time, right? Their time is valuable. But I always do ask, like, hey, pick a subject that you're gonna teach them on something, like something they can actually take actionable items, go home and put in place. Mm-hmm. dude, if they love you or whatever, you guys can hook up, man. They come out to your booth or talk. Like, just don't take the whole 45 minutes just to be like a sales pitch.
Yep.
And we've had really good success with that, man. We have awesome speakers. Like, you're there every year, man. Like, so many guys are there that come out and really give some awesome value. And to me, that's what it's about.
Yeah, I know. I thought last year you did a really good job of having some people that weren't vendors, right? Just peers that were up there speaking. I think Dave Jensen was talking about some of his training stuff. JC was talking about just culture stuff that he does. They're not selling anything. They're just out there saying, here's the thing that I figured out and it works really well for me. And let me tell you guys about it. And take what you want, right? Take whatever you can use. And like you noted, and I can't say if I have like more appreciation for it, but I think I'm really tuned in as a vendor that's also a peer, right? Like, I also want to, have pressure washing businesses that I'm invested in. And I notice maybe like my spidey sense is really turned on when a vendor is up there selling stuff. It drives me fucking nuts. It's like honestly, the best way to sell anything is to help people. Absolutely. If you help them and give them a bunch of value, they're going to trust you. They're going to like you. They're going to believe in you. They're going to know that you know your shit, and they're way more likely to buy. If you get up there and just like say, here's why I'm the best at this thing, and here's why you need to use me for this, and that, like, people smell bullshit from a mile away. If you really want to sell somebody something, go an extra mile for them. Do a bunch of shit for them for free and help them out. They'll be your client for life. Like, help them grow their business. And if you help them grow their business and make it more profitable, guess what? You're better off as a vendor too, because now they're more inclined to use you. They're more inclined to refer you, and their business is bigger, and they're probably going to pay you more to take care of all their shit for them, whatever it is. So I think you've done an awesome job of that. The speakers that you guys have are on point and super, super helpful to the masses.
We try to mix it up, man. Dave Jensen, he was awesome last year. Sean Baker. There was a few guys that JC. There was a few guys that were there that, but even the ones that sell stuff, they're all always, man. Like, we've always had awesome experiences except for 1 year. And I won't mention any names out here, man. They don't come to the event no more, so I don't care. But I ain't throwing nobody out there. But they did the whole infomercial thing, dude. When I say infomercial, I mean like really, really, really infomercial, strong.
And now, just one-time payment.
No, it was, that's what it was. And I was like, are you kidding me? And everybody is like looking around. I'm like, damn, man, come on.
There was I'm not going to name names likewise, but there was a dude at the huge convention that did that. And I was just like, dude, I mean, like, in the huge convention, I love that convention. I emceed it. Like, I'm passionate about what they got going on. Super fun show. They're very like blatant about not selling from stage. And this dude just sold the shit out of everything. And then it was like, but if you're here, you get this. And a few people that I know really well enrolled, and were like, it was the biggest crock of shit. Like, it was just a sales ploy.
Well, usually when you sell like that, it is, man. Usually, like, when people sell like that, that usually is.
Because there's nothing behind it. That's it. That's all they got. So, like, I need your money now. I need your money now, because you wouldn't give it to me later after you talk to other people that have used my shit that didn't work.
So what I'm thinking about doing this year with all the speakers, I gotta talk to them, engage them, though. Because I mean, I know you're cool. You'd be like, oh, you think it's funny, but you see the guru hat I made, right?
Dude, I love that guru hat. I was gonna make a comment about that.
I was making these for all the speakers, dude. Be like, everybody has to wear a guru hat, and I'm like, I know, like, some guys like Dan, all these guys would be cool, but then you may have some guys, dude, to get offensive, about it. I'm like, dude, it's fun, man. It's like, we're contractors, bro. Like, we're here to, like,
hey, it's your show. You do whatever the hell you want. If somebody was gonna speak and decided not to, I mean, they would look like such a moron. Because everybody would know, if you're up on that stage, you're a guru.
You're a guru.
You got to be wearing the hat. If you ain't wearing the hat, you're a fraud, man. You're not. That's right. Guru. You ain't wearing the hat.
You ain't wearing the hat,
dude. That hat,
man, it's like crazy.
That is a sweet hat. I still have my PWMCA shirt from last year. I never have a problem finding it, because it is bright as the son of a bitch. And so if I come in my closet, it's actually like my favorite workout shirt. And I go out running. Because I never spray bleach. I'm sitting at a desk doing bookkeeping all day.
Yeah, you don't do it. Okay. Yeah. So
I go running. I go out running. And man, nobody can hit me with their car. unless I blinded them and they're like, oh my god, that shirt's so bright, and they
Can't see.
yeah, that might get me. That might be the only way they get me.
It might get you then, yeah.
That's a good shirt. That's a good
Yeah,
ass shirt.
we do them every year, man. It's been pretty cool. Civic Tower Print, he usually does the show shirts, so they've been pretty cool.
I need to get some of the shoes that they do. I need them to make me a shoe that looks like a beer can. Like I'm just walking inside of a beer can, or maybe a beer bottle.
A beer bottle.
Can's probably more realistic.
Yeah.
A beer bottle that breaks, be uncomfortable. But some kind of beer can shoe.
That'd be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool.
Maybe before PWMCA. Now here's a new thing. So it's in Kissimmee this year. I saw. Is that a different place than the last couple years? Yeah.
So the last 2 years we were in Orlando. We were at the DoubleTree by SeaWorld. You see, last year they moved us around, man. They kind of didn't treat us right. So we moved, and they helped. Actually, the sales guy helped us there, because I said, "Hey, man, we're going to make a move. We'll see what happens next year, but this year we're going to make a move just because, this wasn't the vibe wasn't good, man." And he hooked us up with somebody else, and it's a brand new. Well, it's not a brand new. It was just redone. It was like $80 million rebuild. Marriott took over this one. It's the
Nice.
Delta. I went there and checked it out. It's beautiful, beautiful place, man. It's a Disney hotel. Beautiful pools, tiki bars. Now, the drawback about this place, people got to do this hard. Like, you can't really find a venue like, say, our venue in February. That one ended in February. You really can't find a venue for the following February that fast. It takes like more than that one. Yep. It's really hard. So I went there. I looked at it. The space, the convention space is smaller, but it belongs to us.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody else. Like, it's just us, period.
Yeah, last year it was a bit of a zoo, like the third place they moved you to.
Yeah, and it was like, there was all things going on. So there's nothing else going on. Like, the whole convention center belongs to us. We have the outside, we have all the rooms, so it'll be fun. And
which is good when you get people like me up singing karaoke. You don't want a whole lot of other people around for their sake. I mean,
even the karaoke last year, they kind of, because the year before, it's outside, but the year before we rented the pavilion, which is like inside, but it's outside. It has the roof.
Yeah.
They had like an awesome feel, man, like a family feel. Everybody was together. Last year, like, oh no, we forgot to tell you, we had a movie because we got the space guys over there, so we got you out here in the lawn, and we're gonna put up these big lights for you. And dude, it just didn't have, even though it was still outside, it didn't have that feel. Like it just lost. It lost a lot.
That probably explains why I didn't win the contest. Is it was just a feel sort of thing. Because otherwise, I feel like if it was in the normal location, I probably would have won.
Probably won. Yeah.
But because everybody was kind of like,
the vibe was off.
They were off their A game of their voting A game, so they voted for somebody else. I don't know.
Yep.
But that could
Bobby Beach won.
Yeah, I wasn't going to compete with him anyway, but I at least could have taken second place. Yeah, at least could have taken second place. I don't remember.
So
I guess I'll start practicing.
Not sure what we're doing. We're not sure what we're doing this year, man, for a social. We're still working on it. Thinking about doing something different, man. I don't know. We were thinking about even maybe a comedy show or something there. I don't know. We're thinking about something different.
I could see that. Karaoke's a blast when like most people know each other.
Yes.
But it's tough when you get new folks involved because everybody's a little gun shy of getting up there, and then you kind of end up with the same people getting up there over and over again. Not me.
Yeah,
it was all I had to just get up there once, and then run the hell away.
So there's a place right down the street from this hotel. It's called Old Town.
Okay.
It's like I don't even know how to explain it, man. It's just like all kinds of stuff in there. Like,
oh yeah.
But they have karaoke thing there, and it's right down the street.
So somebody's just itching to get their karaoke.
Yeah, we can all.
They can handle that. Yeah. They can handle that.
Yep,
that's a good deal.
I'm thinking about a comedy show, man. I think it'd be pretty cool, man. Maybe a comedy show or a band. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
We're still working on that part, but we'll figure it out.
Everybody loves a good laugh. Everybody loves a good laugh.
Be something different.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And actually, a comedy show is great when they're good at working the audience, because then the rest of us get to enjoy our friends getting made fun of and getting a hard time.
So you got to hide. You got to hide in the back.
It's like you almost don't. If you're too obviously hiding, they're gonna pick on you.
Yeah.
Right. You just got to totally blend in, but not make it obvious that you're trying to blend in. You need to blend in very naturally, because if you make it obvious you're trying to blend in, then they're onto you.
Then they're on to you.
So you got to look as super plain and boring as possible while blending in.
Yeah. That makes sense. Strategic.
So how many speakers you got lined up so far? I saw the list started coming out, and I was like, "Oh dang, you got some good ones on there."
Man, I don't even top of my head. Man, you put me in the spot. I don't even know. Because some of them were doubled. Like some of them were doubled. Like Flip and his wife.
Oh, nice.
JC.
Yeah, so JC and Angela speaking separate, or are they speaking together?
Together.
Oh, cool.
We have you. We have Gary Guyman, you, Pat Clark, AC, John Majak, David Carroll is the keynote.
Dude, David's freaking awesome. He's like up in my neck of the woods. I gotta see that guy more often. I never get to see him.
Adam McChesney, Doug App, Chris Johnson. So Chris Johnson is just a contractor. And we have a couple more. We'll have, like I said, this one's not gonna be too overbearing, man. We're gonna try to. We tried a 3-day thing last year. Like that was a mistake. Like I said, the whole thought to that, we was always did 2 days. We said, well, let's do 3 days and have the second day like a vendor day, relax day. That didn't work out, man. It just burned everybody out.
Yeah, it draws it out a little bit too long. It loses some of the intensity, and then it's hard for everybody to like rally on day 3.
Yep. So this is technically 3 days, but it's the first day is like John Tornabini's doing his paid parking garage class.
Oh yeah, cool.
So it's kind of like pre classes the day before.
Yep. Nice. So. That's a good way to do it. And then everybody's kind of funneling in that day anyway, and they get to meet up and hang out and have a beer. And or if they're with me, they have like 6 beers, 7 beers, 8 beers, however many beers you have.
It is like tiring. I mean, it does, man. I mean,
oh yeah.
Like it just like I'm like I get done now. I'm like, man, I'd rather man, this is worse than me not working all day. This is like
it's funny because while it's going on, you're like going and you're feeding off of it, and then the minute it ends, it's just like, oh god, like I just need to go sit down somewhere. Yep. Every time I come home from a convention, especially if I like have a vendor booth and I'm out, you know me, I'm always just talking to everybody all the entire show, whether I have a vendor booth or not. I get home and my wife is like, you sound sick, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm sick. Like, I don't know if I picked something up because I was just around 100, 200, 300, however many people. And I'm sure if there was somebody had something and it was floating around, I'm probably going to get it.
Yep.
Sure, because I talked to 1,000 people. But also, I talked to 1,000 people. And I didn't stop talking for 2-3 days. And so my voice is gone.
Yep.
And I'm worn down. And I'm beat. And my body's beat. So I don't know if I'm sick or if I'm not. But all the symptoms are here, right?
That's all I'm saying.
I'm just gonna hang in there and I'll see what happens. And normally like one day and I'm back, but like the day I fly back is usually a wind down day. Can't plan a whole lot.
Can't plan a whole lot.
Yeah,
it was I got sick when I came home from last year. I mean, so I came home, I was sick. I was like crap, but
it's hard not to. You're just going and going and going and going, and it wears you down a little bit.
I was sick, and then then of course Facebook, you got to deal with it. You get a couple people you can't satisfy, right? They got to go on Facebook, and it's like
there was the one person last year that was like, oh, it was pretty. I'm gonna get their words wrong, but they're like, one guy was super unprofessional. He's dropping F-bombs from stage and this and that, and I was like, I think a few of us were like, yeah, that was probably me.
Yeah.
Like, like what? What are you talking about?
I know, dude. It was just funny. Like, I know, and he was kept going. That guy kept going and going and going. I'm like, dude, do you want a refund for your free ticket? Because he had a free ticket. Yeah. So I'm like, do you want a refund for your free ticket? I'm like, dude, like, seriously. So we did change that this year. The event there is no free tickets this year.
No free tickets.
No free tickets.
No free tickets.
Now,
am I going to get booed off a stage if I drop an F-bomb this year? Because I've done it. I've gone. I was at ResponsiCon in Kirk Kempton.
Well,
he's not a swears guy. No. And I think for 30 minutes I kept it clean, Jamie. Not one swear word out of my mouth. I wrote a letter to my mom to let her know. She would be so proud of me.
So proud of you.
So I can do it, but I don't like to. I can do it, but I don't like to.
You can do it, but you don't like to.
No.
Yeah, it's all adults, man. You know what I mean? It's all. I don't know.
I think it's funny when people get offended by that stuff and like have something to say about it. I'm just like, dude, just why are you worried about it? What, like, did you get value out of the things that were taught or not? Like, I would be offended if a bunch of people got up there and taught me jack shit. I'd be pissed.
And
If
most of the
somebody
people
gets
that
up
do
there,
it, man, because they have passion. Like they're talking
yeah,
with passion, and that's why it happens. You
yeah.
know, what I mean, it's just like,
I
but
think that's weird. I think that's a weird assessment.
you can't, dude. I used to try to like satisfy everybody, dude. And I came to realize like you just can't, bro. It's just like it is what it is. Like, you know, even with the breakout rooms, man. Like I fought for so many years now. Like since 2019, it was like I'm like Dan. I can't put Dan in the breakout room. He's got to be. I can't. These guys are just too awesome. But dude, it was hurt. It was like hurting the event because it was just too many. It wasn't working.
Yep.
And the reason I was like that is I remember back in 2017, I think it was, I spoke in Houston, and I was doing a social media class, and somebody else was doing a soft washing class. And when we got done, he came up and he was like, "Thanks a lot, asshole." And I'm like, "What's up?" He's like, "You had the big room. You had everybody in there. I had like 5 people in my class." I'm like, "Well, dude, you're talking about soft washing. Like, it ain't my fault. Like, I
Yeah,
want to hear about social media." So
got some sex appeal, man.
and I always thought, like, you know, I don't want to put people in that position, like, to be like, you know, but you know what? To be able to have people get enough value and get as much as they can, it's the only way really to do it. Because if not, you're just rushing too much, man. Everything's just too rushed, and it's just.
Yep. I have been that guy before because I talk about bookkeeping, right? I got like the least sexy topic, and it took me a while to figure out how to take that knowledge and make it into content that was sexy. And it can still be finance related, but there's a lot of sexy angles about that if you understand what drives people and what they want to hear. And as a podcast host, I can have the best information in the world, but if I'm not a good host and if I can't make it entertaining and edgy and funny, doesn't matter what my information is good for, right? That guy might have had the best soft wash information in the world. But if you're boring and you don't have any sex appeal and you can't make it entertaining, nobody's going to listen to your shit anyway. So you got to find a way to like bring in your content. He could have talked about soft washing, but he sure as hell should have had a whole bunch of different things in there and a different organization to it and called it something cool so that there's an angle to it where people are like, oh, didn't think about that. Let me go check out what this guy's talking about, right? So it's like part of it's the content, and part of it's just how you position it. You got to have some sex appeal. You got to have some fun.
Or you could have brought a cooler beer in with them.
I did do that 2 years ago at PWMCA. I was dishing out Busch Lights, and I ran out in my breakout room. So I might need 3 or 4 cases this year. We'll see.
Oh man,
my buddy Cole Sycophus just jumped on. What's up, Cole? He's a hunting buddy of mine.
Cole's awesome. I know Cole.
Here's a little shout out for PWMCA. I knew who Cole was, not from knowing what he looked like or anything about him. Besides that, he has the coolest last name. I saw him on Facebook holding a big largemouth. I think that was like his profile picture. And I friended him. And I was like, man, this guy's going to think I'm just some sort of homo here. But like, dude, sweet last name, killer largemouth. I see you run a pressure washing company. I got one of those too. Go get them. Let me know if I can be helpful. I'm sitting down at PWMCA after the last day. So this was the first year in Orlando. And I'm just sitting at the bar. And there's a dude that I recognize from the show. And he's sitting at the bar. And so I just bellied up next to him and started talking to him. And he introduced himself as Cole. And like nothing clicked. I was like, Cole, cool. And then we talked for like an hour and he like showed me something on his phone. And I was like, oh, you're Cole Sycophus. Why didn't you say Sycophus? Like that I would have remembered and been like, oh yeah, you're the dude that I awkwardly friended on Facebook because you're an outdoorsy pressure washer dude. So Cole and I started BSing. We told hunting stories and drank beers for like 2 more hours, which is never enough time when you run into somebody that's like has the same hobby passion as you and is in the same business as you. Since then, Cole and I've been out walleye fishing on Lake Erie. We've been to Kentucky bow hunting together twice. What the hell else? I got to get Cole ice fishing up here yet. I haven't gotten him ice fishing up here. But like now we're like, he came up to the Boundary Waters this last summer, and we did a canoe trip with a bunch of other business owner dudes. Like we're up by the Minnesota-Canada border for like 5 days. So I wouldn't be hanging out with Cole Sycophus if it wasn't for PWMCA and meeting good operators at the bar, having a beer. Shout out.
Dude, that's something that really goes. I mean, even at the huge convention this year, man, the huge convention, me and Tim Alexander, man, we sat outside, dude, just talking for probably about 2.5 hours, but you don't even 3 hours. You don't even know time's going out because you're just sitting there talking, man, talking shop with each other. And
Tim's just a good old soul, man. I like Tim a lot.
Dude.
He's good shit.
And that's what it is, man. Like that's one of the things I think at events, man. People really, that's where a lot of the magic is made, man. People just, talking and helping each other, making connections. Yeah, the speakers are all awesome, man. They all have value, listening to them. But, outside of that, just going out and just talking to your fellow peers, man. Because we can't talk about this shit. My friends here, I can't. They all think, oh, you're a business owner. You got the best life in the world. Can't talk to them about shit, man.
You just can't talk to them. They don't get it. You can't relate.
Man. Nope.
And it's goofy because to you, it's just like, this is the only thing in the world that makes sense. Like working hard, helping other people, making money. And while we're all trying to like find different ways to work harder and do cool shit, they're all trying to find ways to get out of work early.
I know, right?
Right? And think about how much vacation time they get and what their benefits package is. And I'm just like, man, I can take vacation whenever I want. It's really the trade-off of, do I have the capacity to take the vacation? I don't need to ask permission. I just got to decide, do I have the people in place to run the business while I'm gone? My thought process about vacation is the exact opposite of anybody else's.
Exactly. No, and that's why it's good, man, because we all can relate when we're there talking. So we all know we're all feeling the same. We're talking about the same shit. We're on the same thing going on with each of us.
And man, if COVID did anything from a bright side perspective, it really stressed to me the importance of us all getting together.
Absolutely.
That happened in the virtual events. Like, it just sucked. It sucked for everybody. Nobody won. And the joy of all getting together, hanging out, in my case, having a couple beers with people.
Yep.
Just seeing our people and getting to connect on that level. It's like we're so dependent on one another and we're segregated. We're all over the damn country. So we got to take advantage of the few opportunities per year to get together and have some fun and learn from each other.
Yep. Absolutely.
It's hard to really, I mean, we're doing this podcast. There's things to be learned for sure. And we'll keep making this content and helping people out. But the amount of knowledge you can share in person, hanging out, far exceeds what you can get from listening to a podcast, watching YouTube videos, watching Facebook videos. There's nothing better than talking to the real person about and being able to interact about it, right? Instead of just absorb, but ask questions, challenge, learn. There's just no beating it. Speaking of Tim Alexander, that son of a gun just jumped on the feed. His ears must have been ringing.
Did he? He knew we were talking about him.
He totally knew we were talking about him.
We were talking about him.
Jeremy Brook checked in, said Jamie Schmidt is a hunk.
Jeremy Brook. Jeremy's a trip.
What can you say? What can you say?
What can I say? That's Jeremy.
What can you say?
No, Jeremy's awesome.
Jeremy is my number one salesperson.
Nice.
I've never had anybody sell bookkeeping more. He sells more bookkeeping than I do. If there's anybody that needed bookkeeping, I'd be like, let me tell you a little about bookkeeping. And Jeremy will be like, Dan, sit down. Let me tell these people about bookkeeping. And I'm just like, hey man, like, you're the salesperson. I was just going to tell them about my business, but Jeremy is the true salesperson. He tells them what's up. I just take a back seat. I'm like, all right, man, you go, Big Bear. And he gets in there and he does his thing. So I probably need to bring him on payroll. Tim says, what's going on, guys? Tim, we were just chatting you up. We were talking about having late night conversations, talking about business with you down at the PWMCA. That was where I met Tim. PWMCA, hanging out at Buca de Beppo's.
Yep.
That's where I really got to hang out with him.
Yeah, man, that's what we did last. It's a huge convention, man. We were just there, and it was like everybody was like, doing the after hour stuff. And we're like, we're just gonna go back, man. We were sat outside just for like 2 hours, dude, just talking. It was like talking business, man. Kicking, and you know what? These events, bro. I'm telling guys, like, doesn't matter where you think somebody's at. You might say, "Oh, this guy, oh, dude, no, he's got like 15 trucks. He's doing millions of dollars a year." Doesn't matter, dude. These events, like, everybody's the same, man. They all talk to you the same. It's just crazy.
One of the things I think I didn't give the Purgatories presentation last year. I'll have to look back at my notes, but I have a presentation on just the shitty times in business and the sticky spots, and whether you're $1 million business or $100,000 business, you're probably in one. If you hit these like smooth sailing points in time in your business model where things are just working and you're making money, and then right about the time you're like, I got this figured out, I'm gonna keep growing this thing, then all of a sudden your P&L starts to suck and you're working twice as hard and making less money, and that keeps happening. And commonly I run into people that like thought $1 million is where you wanted to get, and they get there and they're like, oh, this sucks. Like, I have this $1 million set of problems and I don't have the skill set or the solutions to solve them. It's a whole new set of problems that I didn't have when I was doing 600, 700,000 and I was making a shitload of money. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about when we all get together is that dude running a multi-million-dollar business that's stuck has just as much to learn from the guy that just got unstuck from a different spot.
Yep.
Than vice versa, because we're all going to hit these sticky spots, and the problem solving solutions and the people that we need and the roles that we need to go get just keeps changing. And the experiences that we have in life, man, we just getting together to be able to share them. That's what it's all about.
It's what it's all about, man. Yeah, it is though, man. They are, like you told me earlier, they do wear you down, man. It's a lot. It wears you down, man. It's just like, I think it's sometimes
it's a funny fatigue.
I think sometimes like guys think I'm like maybe being like, I think some guy did might have been that same guy was commenting like I didn't want to talk to him or something. I think, but dude, it's just like
I'm sure he had a lot of shit.
I just like zone out sometimes because it's just like really it's just you wouldn't even think it'd be that hard. Like, so I didn't speak last year because of that. So last year I didn't speak. The year before I did speak, and when I was ready to speak last year, man, I was just like so mentally just worn out from everything I had to do there. I was just like, look. I'm not going up on stage up here. I'm not running around screaming like Ron Papke and all that shit, right? I'm just going to sit here and we're going to talk, man. I'm going to talk to you guys about property managers and stuff that we do, right? And we're just going to have a conversation with all you people here. And that's how we did. That's how we did it, man. And you know what? It was freaking awesome. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, I don't have the energy to go up there and run around doing that crazy shit. Yo, nope. Sit right here, man. Let's just talk. Let's talk business.
We're doing it. We're doing business, man. Yeah. We're doing just the coffee bar style, like sit down.
Coffee bar style, sit down, and yes, you know, we had Joe Yak there, man. So he was up there screaming, doing all the running stuff. Tommy Mello, like all them guys go up there. Well, Tommy Mello's pretty mellow actually, so he is pretty mellow on stage.
He's mellow, but you can get him riled up. You can rile that boy up.
Karaoke now, it's a whole different story.
Oh yeah. Don't Sweet Caroline for days, man. If you want to hear Sweet Caroline and you want to get involved, give Tommy a call.
Yeah, give Tommy a call. But no, man, it's genuinely, man, it's always an awesome time. Every event, man, like I like every event I go to, and I think they're all different in some way, but they're all awesome in my opinion.
Hell yeah,
I like going to them all.
Now here's a first one for me for this year's PWMCA. I think I mentioned this to you. I've been in the home service space for about a decade. I've never brought my family to a thing.
I know. That's what you're saying.
Never done it. My wife has like the big job of the family. I'm the one that gets to go out and screw around all the time. I left the corporate world when she was getting into it. And so I was like, all right, you get the corporate job and the bureaucracy and all that bullshit. I'm going to go have fun with small business owners. So, but she's got the big job. So it's hard for her to carve out and go wherever I'm going. And with the kiddos, we got 7, 5, and 1. And so it's hard to like ditch those on the grandparents and be like, here's our, crazy ass roommates. Good luck for a few days.
Good luck.
Yeah. And so we just haven't like brought them anywhere. Like I would need her to come along, but, and she nailed this. I was like, honey, it'd be super fun. I didn't say honey. I never call her honey. I'm just saying that because that's what people want me to say. But Marty is her name. And I'm like, here's the thing, bitch. No, I just said I hadn't said it. But that would sound cool if I was that tough. No,
get your ass kicked, right?
Of course I didn't say that. No, I was like, it'd be so fun for you to come along and we can bring the kids and hang out. Not specific to this year's PWMCA, because we're actually going to do it this year for PWMCA, but like past events, huge convention this year. I'm like, oh, it'd be so fun to like have the family come and get some exposure to this. And she's like, fun for you, but we're just going to be there watching you drink beer with your friends. Like, and she like hits it on the head. And I can't blame her. I think that's probably one of the coolest things about like just the shows in general for me is I'm there for work, but I'm also there drinking beer with my best friends. Yeah. It just so happens that my best friends are clients, business owners, people that I want to go hang out with from a business perspective, and they're my best friends. And so, yeah, she's right. She's gonna be tagging along while I drink beer with my best friends. I'm just like, when you say it like that, makes it sound not as cool, but she's totally right. So
she is right.
Gianni's checking in. She's laughing. She said, "Facts. It's just true. Like that's just what's gonna happen." But she knows who she married. She knows what she got. There's just a beer drinking redneck from Wisconsin. But this year for PWMCA. I think we're coming down like Thursday. I think I'm talking on Friday, bringing the whole family, and then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, we're doing Disney. We've never done Disney with the fam.
Cool.
My kids are like 5 and 7. My older ones, I think the year-old is staying back. He's
5 and 7 is perfect age though.
Yeah, they'll be running until they drop. I think they'll be going bonkers.
They have a ball.
So the 1-year-old can't. It would be tough. We were actually going to fly either my mom or her mom down to like hang out with us and keep an eye on him. And they're like, why don't we just watch him here instead of like paying for 2 more plane tickets and more hotel space and then having to watch him in a different place. Like it'd be way easier to watch him at our house than it would be to watch him at a Disney hotel or wherever the hell we end up staying.
Where he's comfortable at. Yeah, he's comfortable there.
And so and when they said that, I was just like, yeah, why would I want to pay a whole bunch extra to like have to deal with it when you guys would be happier staying here dealing with him? So I think that's what we're good. It's gonna be the 2 older kids and the wife is coming down, and so we're gonna hang out at PWMCA probably Thursday afternoon and Friday. And then we're doing the Disney. Never doing the Disney. So it should be fun.
Kevin Paul's doing the Disney also.
A little boondoggle action, I think, is what they call that in the corporate world. Boondoggle. Tax deductible expense.
Yeah, Disney, man. Everybody should do the Disney thing. I mean, it's if they have kids or they bring them, hey, go to Disney. Why not?
Disney, man. Yeah, you got to do it when your kids are in the single digits, I feel like. Because once they hit double digits, they don't want to hang out with you anymore.
No.
You ain't cool.
Nope.
Once they hit double digits, like once they hit their 20s, then they start to realize you're cool. But between 10 and 20, you're a turd. You suck. You don't know nothing.
You're right.
So I'm not there yet, but I was between 10 and 20 not too many years ago. I'm just pushing 40 now. So it's not that too far back. And at least that was my experience with my parents is before I was 10, they were cool. After I was 20, they were cool again.
Yeah, my youngest is 21, so
you're just starting to be cool with her.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we went to the hay rides and stuff this year. Just this year again.
See? You're back.
Back.
You're back. Back. What happened, Dad? You used to suck, and now you're cool again all of a sudden. I'm sure it was you changing and not me.
Yeah. Yeah. Fun times, though, man. It is fun times.
How? So you got a 21-year-old? Your youngest? How old? What other kiddos you got? What's your range?
The oldest is 30.
Dang.
Yeah, he's 30, yeah.
Damn near like just doing whatever he wants to do. He's just out and about living his life.
Yeah, I had him when I was young, man. I had my kids when I was young. And
do you because I had my kids when I was like 30 and thereafter, obviously, because I'm 38 right now. And I'm always like, part of me is glad we waited and we just like lived it up in our 20s and had a blast. And then part of me is like, man, I kind of wish I was a younger dad. And like when I was 50, they weren't in their teens, they were like in their 20s and I could hang out with them. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know, man. We had them young, so I was 19. We had it first. We had 5 kids, so and I just turned 50, so
yeah. And I feel like now it's a win. Like I could see that being really stressful when you're in your 20s, but once you get older, you're like, hey, I got plenty of runway left, and my kids are grown. There's a lot of fun to be had.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Like made a lot of stupid mistakes though because of having kids so young. Like you know what I mean? So not with the kids, just in life in general.
Yeah.
Responsibilities. But
which one out of 5? Which one's the biggest pain in your ass? Assuming they're not going to hear this podcast.
Yeah. I don't know. Toughest one was my daughter, my 21 was toughest. She's the toughest.
Yeah, the youngest one.
Yeah, so she's like she's the
like
toughest
from like
one,
a rebellious standpoint.
No. From like everything has to be like like she's not going to Walmart, Target, none of them places. Like
wants
not
the
happening.
name brand stuff. Wants
Yeah.
that name brand gear.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, everything. The boys, they don't give a shit, you know. It's just like, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's the toughest one that way.
Is she your only girl? Or you got any other girls?
No, I have 2 girls and 3 boys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my other daughter is 23.
Oh, are the youngest 2 girls? You had 3 boys and then 2 girls?
Yep.
How many asses did the older boys have to kick? when the girls were, you know, like in their teenage years?
Yep. Yeah, man, it happened.
Some ass kicking going on.
Some ass kicking going on.
At least, I mean, that saved you probably some jail time because then you didn't have to do the ass kicking. You know, you just send them out.
I don't know. It could still happen.
That's true. That's true. You're not done with that phase yet.
One, he's here. One's here now.
Oh, let's get him on. Let's kick his ass.
Get him up here.
Yeah, let's razz him up.
Get your ass up here.
I do wonder about that. Like my girls are 7 and 5, and I just don't know. My oldest one, I feel like if anybody gives her a hard time, she's just gonna beat the shit out of them. Like she's a little bowling ball. She's tough as nails. She does like the Conquer Ninja Warrior stuff, and some of the stuff she does, I'm just like when I was my most fit, I could not have done those things. I mean, granted, she's 7, so she has no body fat, right? She's just like pure muscle, and she's small, so you know she can do monkey bars for 72 hours straight, and just like, yep, just doing my thing. But my next younger daughter is dainty's not the right word, but just not as built. And I'm kind of like, oh man, I feel like her older sister is going to be the enforcer. Like if anybody in my, so I have Danny as my oldest daughter. Reggie is my 5-year-old daughter. And when you hear the name Reggie, at least for me, I'm just like, oh, tough black dude. It's gotta be a tough black dude. Like I forget. There was an old, it was a video game commercial with Tracy Morgan back in the day, like a football commercial.
Yeah. And
I think Warren Sapp was the celebrity on it, and Tracy Morgan was the goofball. And he's like, "Ain't nobody mess with the Reg," and so that always stuck with me. Like my buddies and I would quote that. And now Reggie, who's my dainty little 5-year-old, goes by the Reg.
The Reg, like
just some tough ass SOB. And she's just cute and cuddly and dainty. So I think Danny's gonna have to be her enforcer because the youngest one is 4 years younger, and that's my boy. I think he's going to be a little bowling ball, but I don't know that he's going to be chasing dudes down 5 years older than him and kicking their ass. Maybe
he's one, right?
Yeah. I'm from Wisconsin, so I probably just need some more guns to clean. That'll probably be my mechanism. I'll just be cleaning guns all the time. Just giving a little stink eye, a little eyebrow up, cleaning guns is my game plan.
It's crazy, man. Like this, you see, like, being on all the friends and stuff we are on Facebook, man, and knowing each other and the scene. Like, I can remember like David Carroll, bro. You can see his kids just grow up, bro. You've seen all his kids just grow up. It's just insane.
Yeah, like 1 second they're like little kiddos, and the next second they're like growing a beard.
And they're like twins, dude. The boys are like twins, bro. Like just blows my mind. But
it's. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it's just funny, man. It's just funny to see. You know what I mean? It's just like, dude, that dude was just like crawling around like a little while ago.
When I was growing up, everybody says like, "Oh man, they grow up so fast," and you're just like, "Yeah, that's just the thing that you say." And then when you get older, you're like, "Shit, that goes really fast."
Yeah,
like
grew up really fast. Yeah.
When you're a kid, a week seems like forever. I was out with our buddy Keith Kalfas last week in Michigan at his house, and he and I were actually going to do it. We recorded a bunch of stuff, but he and I were going to try to sneak in an episode on his podcast right before you and I came on here. And he texted me. He's like, "Dude, I'm beat. I can't do it. We'll have to reschedule it." And I was like, "Man, I feel like I just left, and I was there a week ago. Like a week goes by." in 0 minutes somehow.
0 minutes.
And it's just got, I mean, it has to do with how busy we are and how much fun we're having, right? When you're busy, when you're having fun, time just zips. And I was thinking about that driving home today because I was trying to express that to my daughter. We were talking about, like, she said the school day is too short. And I was like, well, that's good. That means you're loving it. It's going fast, right? Because if you're bored and you're not learning anything, it goes by real slow.
Yep.
If you're living your best life, time goes by fast. And that's a conundrum.
It is.
Like, because it's going to zip by, but would you rather have it go by real slow? No, because then that means it sucks. So, like, enjoy it, live it up, make it go fast.
Enjoy it.
Cherish every minute of it. It's going. And it just speeds up. It's exponentially. It just goes faster and faster and faster.
Keeps going, man.
Seems like it. Well, Jamie, what if somebody's interested in going to check out PWMCA live February 22nd, 23rd? That's a Thursday, Friday, right? 22nd, 23rd?
Yep. Always Thursday, Friday. Yep.
And people are flying in the day before. You said John Tornabini's got a garage cleaning class going on.
Yep, on the 21st.
21st. Sweet.
Yep, the day before. So it's the pre-date class the day before. So
heck yeah.
Good. I think the hotel block we got, I think it's 100. It's like $119 a night.
That's nothing. That's nothing for that.
No
area.
No resort fees. Resort fees are waived. Yeah, it's pretty good. But
I don't want to put you on the spot, but just to bring up a memory that I have that I was thinking of earlier is even if you don't book your hotel, you can call Jamie on the way down and say, Jamie, I forgot to book my hotel. I thought my admin did it and I'm on my way, but it turns out I don't have a hotel confirmation. And Jamie will hook you up.
That was tough. We had to pull some magic for that, bro. That was like, they were like, no, we're sold out completely. I'm like, I don't know. You're going to have to send somebody else somewhere else. I don't know what to say. It's like, this got to happen. And
somebody's sleeping in the janitor closet.
The main guy came out, dude. He goes, you know what? I'll just take a Diamond member and I'll bump them to another hotel and we'll give them some points. They'll be happy. Don't worry about it. I'm
Boom.
Like, cool.
Problem solved.
Problem solved. Thank you.
For anybody guessing that didn't get the context clues, I was that asshole. Not the Diamond member. I was the asshole that was on the way down and I messaged my admin. I was like, Bryn, what's the hotel reservation? You got the details on that? And she's like, I thought you booked it. And right then I was like, Jamie, what's the situation looking like down there?
Yeah, it was crazy, man. But it worked out.
You did it, man. I appreciate it.
Out, man.
I think this year I'm staying at the Disney hotel since I got my whole family. So I'm just gonna like Uber on over. I don't plan unless my whole family bails. I might do it to you again. I might be like, oh Jamie, I need a room like last minute, whatever you got.
Help me.
Tim Alexander chimed in. He said, any other classes on Wednesday? John's got his classes.
Yes. So there is going to be something working on it because John doesn't go on until 1. John does his afternoon classes. So we're going to have something from 8 to 12.
Sweet.
So not sure what yet. I'm still working on it. It'll be something that's going to be that we can use though. Definitely. I mean, so that's why it's easy in a class. You just throw out there and say, hey, who wants to do a class? But I want to do a class that's something we need.
Yeah.
Something we need, man.
Oh, yeah. What's the cost for an attendee to get down there and join the show?
So it is paid. It is paid this year, but it's actually, technically it's free. So
it's basically free.
If you're not a member, if you're a non-member of the association, it's $185. That $185, believe it or not, covers. So you get breakfast and lunch both days. So we're doing breakfast this time. So you get breakfast and lunch both days, right?
So it's free. That's basically.
They're like, there's no way it costs that much money. I'm like, go to a hotel and try to set up an event and tell them you want how much it costs per person, dude. It's.
Did you try to eat at the Gaylord during the huge convention at all?
Yes.
I had a plate of fruit and a cup of coffee, and they brought me my bill, and it was $38.
Yes.
I had a plate of fruit. It was like a half a plate of fruit. It wasn't even a whole plate of fruit. Half a plate of fruit. PWMCA
members, they're paying $130. I would love to give them free tickets, man. It's it was always my vision, but it's when I found out going to these venues like it doesn't work because they're like, well, no, you got to spend so much money in food. Like you have to. That's the only way you can come here.
Yeah, that's how they get you. That's how they
get you. So their tickets are $130, which is actually short of what we have to pay. Mm-hmm. But we're going to have vendors. We'll make up for that. You know, we'll have some vendors, they'll sponsor some stuff. So it'll make up the difference from the members. What they're not,
are you taking sponsors? You can have some show sponsors and stuff. Yep. I don't think I'm going to vend this year just because I'm going to be like in and out.
You're gonna be,
you got to shoot me over like your sponsorship list so I can still contribute. I gotta chip in. I gotta pay my way.
Yeah, I'll send it over to you.
Yeah, hit me.
We got some cool stuff going on, but I think it's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be a little bit different this year. As far as the scheduling goes, I think it's gonna be pretty. Yeah, and it's also, man, it's a balancing act, right? They're like, all right. People are like, well, you're right. You got to why are you worried about making the vendors happy? I'm like, well, dude, if you realize like that we need the vendors, like you guys think the tickets that you buy, we can't do this event. We can't do it. Just won't work. We need the vendors. So we have to have the vendor support. So you got to make sure the vendors have a good time. And that's just what it comes down to. So as it is right now, it's going to be broken down to where day one is we're going to be doing breakfast in the morning. You got the opening keynote, which is David Carroll. Mm-hmm. Then we're going, the trade show's opening, right? There's no speaking going on until after lunch. And that's when the breakout rooms all start, right?
Yeah, cool.
The second day is going to be the same, except there's going to be outdoor demos. So we're going to have breakfast and then outdoor demos from 9 to 12. Lunch, and then after lunch, all breakout rooms. Part of that was to not have it too crazy. Also, part of that was room. So we're using they have a big, huge restaurant there. It's just for breakfast. They're turning that into a breakout area.
Oh, yeah. So, buy some time.
Yeah, so we got to buy that time in the morning.
It's like a stadium where they had a hockey game one night and they got to have a basketball game the next day. It's just like that.
Yep. And you know what? Dude, I go to you've been to a lot of events. I've been to a lot of events, man. And I always is like, I see guys, it doesn't matter what's going on. If they don't want to be in the classroom, I see guys that go to events and they're outside the whole time. Yeah. Out front, just talking the whole event.
Yep.
But they don't ever step in the classroom.
Yep.
So
they're going to be where they want to be.
They're going to be where they want to be, man. I used to worry about that. Like, oh, we got to try to make sure we get them. Dude, they're going to be where they want to be. I mean, it is what it is.
Yep.
So.
Yep. If they want to be awesome, they'd be in there.
They'd be in there. Exactly. They'd be in there.
I dig it. I'm excited for it. It's always nice for us Minnesotans to get down to Florida, because all of our cousins are down there that left, and they left the snow in the winter. But it's nice to get the hell out of here in February, man. It's nice to get the hell out of here in February. Yep. I mean, now in defense of Minnesota, I'd say the ice fishing in Florida fucking sucks.
I think it sucks. Yeah.
It's terrible. It's terrible ice fishing. The ice fishing in Minnesota way better. But I can take a weekend off of ice fishing to come down, hang out, hit some Disney. So I'm pretty pumped to get down there this year for sure.
Me too.
And definitely shoot me over whatever sponsorships you need. I do need now that I have my new business, I got my new Best Damn Bookkeeping logo. I got to get new koozies made. I got to get new bottle openers made. I need some sweet swag. So I'll have to get down there and be swinging out all my koozies,
swag and stuff.
Yep, got to be smacking people in the face with overpriced bottle openers and koozies for sure.
I got your koozies right here. I got them right here, man. I got them all up here.
They're not mine anymore. I'm not at Blue Skies anymore, so I got to equip everybody with the new
one here, man. I got all kinds of shit, man.
Well, I'll get you some good new ones.
That's the one cool thing, dude. You go to events. I think I went to a huge convention. I just want to collect this shit, dude. That's what I did. I'm like, because I never had that opportunity. It's always like I'm going around and collecting shit.
Yeah. I'm gonna go pay some visits. Go see what the hell's going on. See who else is around here.
Yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to it, Jamie. Thanks for jumping on. Crush it with the holiday lights.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate all the content you put out. We appreciate all the knowledge you put out. We sure as hell appreciate. I don't think most people appreciate this, actually. Putting on a live event is a shitload of stuff and a shitload of work, and it's chaos and it's crazy. If you don't appreciate Jamie for that, fuck you. Jamie, thank you so much, because that is a ton of work. That's a ton of work to host a live event. So thanks for falling on that sword and doing it and allowing it to be at such a low price point for people. You're doing it for the people. You're doing it for the people, man. And God bless you for it. I know it's a ton of work. So thanks for falling on that sword for the rest of us, so we can all get together.
Yep, appreciate your support and you always coming out and helping any way you can. So appreciate
you,
bro. Honestly.
You know it. Until next time, home service homies, you guys know what to do. Work smarter and harder. Go earn some pride. Jamie Schmidt, thanks, brother. Thanks for jumping on, hanging out, talking some bullshit. And we'll see you guys. Actually, I won't see you guys next week. I'm chasing deer in Illinois next week. I might jump on. If I've got a big buck down, maybe I'll jump on and tell some stories. I got my buddy Ben Smith with me next week down in Illinois. So maybe we'll do a little live hunting show. We'll see. We'll see. Until then, be good. Go make some money. Go earn some pride. Good night.